guys, myself Dr. Neman Rasool. I, on behalf of Medis, today we will discuss the male reproductive system. Before discussing the male reproductive system, we should have a clear concept about the gross anatomy, about the histology, and a bit knowledge about the physiology. But today we will discuss the male reproductive system with special reference to the histology. The male reproductive system actually consists of a pair of testes and the ducts, accessory glands, as well as the penis. But we start first with testes. The testes actually have a capsule around it which is called the tunica albuginea. This is the capsule of the testes. Which is called the tunica albuginea. And this part of the fibrous connective tissue on the posterior of the testes form the mediastinum testis. Let's focus on it now. For example, this is the testis and this is the fibrous connective tissue which is called the tunica albuginea. And on the posterior surface of the tunica albuginea, this fibrous connective tissue form a thickened connective tissue which is called the mediastinum testis. This is called the mediastinum testis. From this mediastinum testis, there passes the septa within the testes, and these septas run in this way. These septas are actually called the septular testes. The septular testes divide the testes into the pyramidal compartments, and these pyramidal compartments are actually known as the testicular lobules. Let's see, this is the septular testes. And this compartment, it is called testicular lobule. Now you have a very clear concept about it, is that within the compartments which are actually formed within the testes by the septular testes, these compartments are pyramidal in shape, and these pyramidal compartments are called testicular lobules. And from testicular lobules, they run the seminiferous tubule in this way. And these seminiferous tubule unite with each other and form the tubuli recti within the testes. Let's see again. For example, the testis is covered by the connective tissue which is called the tunica albuginea, and the tunica albuginea on the posterior of the testis form the mediastinum testis, and from the mediastinum testis they run the septas which divide the testis into the testicular lobules, and these testicular lobules contains seminiferous tubule. Seminiferous tubules are actually 1 and 4 in number within each testicular lobule, and within each testis there are actually 250 to 350 testicular lobules. You have to be kept in mind. So before discussing the next structures of the testes, we will see the seminiferous tubule structures. Let's see, focus on it. This is the seminiferous tubule. This is the seminiferous tubule. Now, when we see it in the cross-sectional, for example, I pass cross-section like it. When I pass cross-section here, so what happens? This structure looks like this structure looks like in this way. This structure looks like in this way. So the seminiferous tubules actually consist of two types of cells. The first one is the spermatogonia, and the second one are the Sertoli cells. These are the these are actually the serotely cells. These are actually the spermatogenic cells. Between the spermatogenic cells, there are actually other types of cells which are known as the serotely cells. Like in this way. So we will discuss the spermatogenic first, then we discuss the serotely cells. Now focus on it. There are actually two types of spermatogenic cells. Seminiferous tubule have spermatogenic cells, and the second one is the serotely cells. We will discuss the spermatogenic cells first. So what happens in the spermatogenic cells? There are actually two types of the spermatogenic cells, the type A and the type B. The type A is further divided into the pale and the dark one. For example, the type A spermatogenic cells, there are type A dark spermatogenic cells, and there are type A dark spermatogenic cells, and the other one are type A pale spermatogenic cells. So we will cover the differentiation, division, transformation of the spermatogenic cells into the mature spermatozoa, which are known as the sperms. So let's see here. These are actually the spermatogenic cells. This is actually spermatogenic cell, and this spermatogenic cell, it is type A dark spermatogenic cell. Type A dark spermatogenic cell. When it is converted into type A pale spermatogenic cell, type A dark spermatogenic cell, it is converted into type A pale spermatogenic cell, and the type A pale spermatogenic cell, it is converted into type B spermatogenic cell. Let's see here. A dark spermatogenic cell, it is converted into type A pale spermatogenic cell, and the type A pale spermatogenic cell, it is converted into type B spermatogenic cell. So type B spermatogenic cell next converted into type B spermatogenic cell, it is converted into daughter cells. So what we have counted it is that type A dark, type A pale, type B spermatogenic cell, it is converted into the daughter cell. Now the next division we will come here. Daughter cell, it is actually converted into primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte. And this primary spermatocyte, it is converted into secondary spermatocyte, and this secondary spermatocyte, it is converted into the spermatogonia. It is converted into the spermatozoa actually, which are the mature sperms. So we have counted that the type A dark spermatogenic cell, it is converted into type A pale spermatogenic cell, it is converted into type B spermatogenic cell, it is converted into the daughter cell converted into the primary spermatocyte, it is converted into secondary, it is converted into the spermatozoa through the spermatozoa. Now we haven't seen yet the what process actually causing these divisions. So first one, the type A dark spermatogenic cell, it is converted into type A, and type B, it is converted into type B spermatogenic cell by the process of mitosis. The same thing happen here. This mitosis take place and cause the formation of the daughter cell. Now the daughter cell, it is converted into the primary spermatocyte by the process of first by the process of differentiation. It is converted into secondary. It is converted into primary spermatocyte, and primary it is converted into secondary, and secondary into spermatozoa. I want to make one very important thing is that secondary spermatocyte it is converted into spermatozoa through the process of spermatids. Spermatids are not divided into spermatozoa because this conversion spermatids into spermatozoa, it is not a divided process, it is not a division actually, it is actually the transformation process. So what you have to be kept in mind is that it is the transformation process. This transformation process it is actually called the spermiogenesis. So up till now we have just discussed how the spermatozoa are formed. Now next we are discussing the Sertoli cells, these type of cells. We are discussing these type of the cells which are called the Sertoli cells. Now we draw the diagram of basement membrane, the lamina propria, as well as the connective tissue which is around it. For example, this is your basement membrane, and here are the cells. For example, this is the basement membrane, and this is the spermatogonia. This is the spermatogonia, and this spermatogonia it is actually converted into the primary spermatocyte. Look at it, primary spermatocyte, and this primary it is converted into secondary spermatocyte, and this secondary it is actually converted into spermatozoa. So you people may be looking at why I put gap here, why I have a gap here. I want to show one thing to you guys is that because in the signiferous tubule there are actually the Sertoli cells which are actually present between the signiferous tubule. Sertoli cells which are actually supporting the all the divided cells of within the signiferous tubule. Let's have a look at it. Why I put gap here? Because the Sertoli cells, which are actually the supporting cells, they form the communicating junctions here. These junctions divide the compartment of the Sertoli cells into two ones. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it. So what happens is that this is actually the basement membrane. This compartment it is called the basal compartment, and the upper compartment it is called the adluminal compartment. This is called the basal compartment and this is called the adluminal compartment. Within the basal compartment there are actually two types of the cells. The first one is the spermatogonia, and the second one are the primary spermatocyte. In the adluminal compartment, there are actually the primary spermatocyte, secondary spermatocyte, and there are actually the other cells which are known as the spermatogonia, which are actually called the spermatozoa. You people are looking at this groove which is formed here. This groove is formed because of the spermatozoa, because when the spermatozoa formed here, it actually moves into this compartment, and it moves into this compartment and forms the groove there. So this is actually the Sertoli cells and the spermatogenic cells. But I want to make you clear, I want to make a clear concept about another thing. This is the tunica albuginea, you people know that. Behind or below the tunica albuginea, there is another layer of connective tissue. There is another layer of connective tissue. This connective tissue layer, it is called the tunica vesiculosa. This layer it is called the tunica vesiculosa. So up till now, what we have discussed is that the testis, it is actually there are pair of testes within the male reproductive system. The testis, it is lined by a capsule which is called the tunica albuginea. The tunica albuginea on the posterior of the testis, it is thickened to form the mediastinum testis, and the mediastinum testis sends septa within the testis which are called the septular testis, and the septular testis divided the testis into the compartments, pyramidal compartments, which are known as the testicular lobules. And after that, we discussed that the signiferous tubules which are present 1 and 4 in number within each testicular lobule, and signiferous tubule actually consists of two types of cells, spermatogenic cells and the Sertoli cells. Spermatogenic cells, there are the different types of the spermatogenic cells. For example, there is a division of spermatogenic cells: primary spermatocyte, secondary spermatocyte, and the spermatozoa. And the spermatogenic cells and the primary spermatocyte are present in the basal compartment, whereas the secondary spermatocyte, primary spermatocyte, and spermatozoa are present in the albuminal compartment. Up till now, we have discussed it. Now, and we have also discussed the how the spermatogenic cells give rise to the spermatozoa. We have just focused at it. Now, we make up another. We will discuss now we will discuss the functions of the Sertoli cells, but we will discuss hormonal function as well. Before it, we will discuss the blood-testis barrier. Before it, we will discuss the blood-testis barrier. I have told you that Sertoli cells have the communicating junctions which are called the zonula occludents and which are present between it. Basically, Sertoli cells are the tall columnar cells, and the nucleus is present at the basement, towards the basement membrane. This zonula occludents, which we call the zonula occludents, it is actually a prevention center. It is actually a prevention center between the blood and your seminiferous tubule. It is actually the prevention center between the blood and your seminiferous tubule. What actually happens is that you know that there are the capillaries running here, and this is the connective tissue line here. Now there are the spermatogenic cell. You people know that spermatogenic cells lie toward the basement membrane. And the primary spermatocyte. Here are the secondary spermatocyte and the primary spermatocyte, and as well as the spermatozoa. As well as the spermatozoa. Basically, this is the basal compartment, and this is the adluminal compartment. blood provides the nutrition not to the abdominal compartment cells. So from where the nutrition of the abdominal compartment cells get? So the answer is that blood provides nutrition to the serotonin cells as well as the spermatogenic cells and primary spermatocyte. And the nutrition that serotonin cells get from the blood, that nutrition goes to the abdominal compartment of serotonin cells. This is a simple process that actually happen, and this occlusions, it is called the blood-testis barrier. It is called the blood-testis barrier. What is the advantage of blood-testis barrier is that the toxins, first the toxins can't move here. First one is the toxins. The second one is the antigens. Antigens can't cross this formation. So it is actually the immune system that is provided by the blood-testis barrier. We have discussed the blood-testis barrier. Now we will move towards the functions of the serotonin cells. The serotonin cells actually provide the nutrition. The second one, it provides the protection. I have tell you that toxin and antigens can't cross here. The third one is that it provides the phagocytosis. How I am saying that phagocytosis is provided by the serotonin cells. Let's focus on it. Is that when spermatids are converted into spermatozoa, when spermatids are converted into spermatozoa, let's suppose this is the spermatid and this is the spermatozoa. Okay? During the formation of the spermatozoa, there is actually the formation of residual bodies. These are known as the residual bodies, and these residual bodies are actually engulfed by the serotonin cells and provide the phagocytosis. So this is a phagocytosis process, and we will not discuss which glycoproteins, which proteins it provide as well. We have discussed that the serotonin cells provide the support. We also know that protection. We also know that phagocytosis. Now we will discuss how secretory it would be. For example, first one it provides the androgen binding protein. The second one is the inhibin. The second one is the inhibin, and the third one is the there is a testicular fluid which is provided by and the fourth one is the androgen binding protein unite with the serotonin cells and cause the it is under the influence of the FSH. We people should have clear concept about it. Inhibin, it causes the inhibition of the FSH hormone and testicular fluid which is provided by the serotonin cells. Up till now we have studied the testis, the seminiferous tubule, the division of the spermatogenic cells, and as well as the serotonin cells and its functions. Now there is a little we will discuss about. We have also discussed the plasma blood-testis barrier. Now we will discuss ducts. Little ducts about. There are actually the two types of ducts. We will discuss it in the next lecture, but I will just give you a little brief introduction about it. There are actually two types of ducts which are present within the testes. First one is the intratesticular. Let's suppose First one, there is the intracellular ducts, and the other one, there are the extra first one, they are the intra-testicular ducts. Two types of ducts included in it, that tubular ducti and the retitestis, and the second one are the epididymis and the ductus deferens. We will discuss the ducts, the accessory glands in the next lecture. Keep in touch with the Med Ease. I'm hopeful that all of you guys have enjoyed well. Thank you.